All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to dig into a word you probably use all the time without even thinking about it. A word that feels so simple, so elemental. But as we're about to find out, this word has been hiding a pretty fascinating double life right under our noses. So let's get straight to it. I've got a question for you. Just look at the letters on your screen. W-I-N-D. How do you say that word? Go on, say it out loud or just in your head. Got it? Okay, lock in that answer. So which one did you go with? Well, here's the fun part. The right answer, it completely depends on what you mean. You see, this simple four-letter word isn't really just one word. It's more like a puzzle with two totally different solutions. Okay, check this out. When it's a noun, we say wind, with that short is sound. You know, it rhymes with sinned. But when it's a verb, the pronunciation does a complete 180. It becomes wind, with a long I sound rhyming with find. Same exact letters, but completely different sounds. Wild, right? So let's start with the version we all know best, the one we can feel on our faces on a blustery day. Let's talk about the noun, the moving air. The definition itself is super simple, right? Wind is just moving air. But what's kind of cool is how flexible it is. You can use it as a countable noun, like when people talk about the winds of change, or it can be uncountable, like when you say, there is no wind today. It's a subtle difference, but it's pretty important. And here's a perfect example that just brings it to life. You can almost feel this sentence, can't you? This is the wind we all know and get. It's straightforward, it's simple, and it's a really core part of how we talk about the world every day. Okay, now for the real shapeshifter in the family. Let's switch over to the verb, where the meaning completely transforms. And hey, don't forget to switch up that pronunciation with me. We're now talking about the verb to wind. So what does it mean to wind something? Well, the main idea here is an action, to wrap something around something else and pull it tight. I want you to think of a very physical, deliberate motion of twisting or coiling. Let's just picture this together to make it crystal clear. You've got a piece of string and a stick. You take that string and you wrap it or you wind it around the stick and then you pull it so it's tight. That physical action, that is the essence of this verb. But wait, it gets even trickier. Here's another layer of complexity for you. The verb to wind is irregular. Its past tense isn't winded, which is what you'd probably expect, right? Nope, it's wound. So yesterday, you wound the string around the stick. This is a super common point of confusion for English learners. And it doesn't stop there. The verb's meaning expands out a bit. You can wind an old watch to tighten its spring. Or you can talk about a road that will wind through the mountains, twisting and turning. Notice how that core idea of wrapping or twisting is still there in both of these examples? You ready to level up? Because English just loves its phrasal verbs, and wind is no exception. Let's see what happens when we just add a tiny little word like up or down and completely change the meaning all over again. So on one side, you have to wind down, which basically means to run out of power and get slower. You know, like a little toy robot that's running out of steam. But then on the other side, you have to wind up, and that's all about the final result, how something becomes in the end. This quote nails it perfectly. The initial action was one thing, making a wrong turn. But the final outcome, the way things wound up, was being lost. It's a fantastic phrase for describing those often unexpected consequences of our actions. So let's just take a breath for a second. We've got one word with two pronunciations, a bunch of different meanings, irregular forms, and complex phrasal verbs. So what gives? This all raises a huge question. How on earth is this considered a basic English word? To answer that, I want you to look at this number, 850. What in the world could 850 possibly have to do with the word wind? I know it seems completely random, but trust me, this number is the key to solving our entire puzzle. That number represents the basic English 850 list. It's a foundational vocabulary that was created to give learners the absolute most essential words they need for communication. And guess what? Despite all this craziness we just talked about, our tricky friend wind is right there on that list. And this is really the whole point of our journey today. Wind isn't on that list because the word itself is simple. Far from it. It's on the list because the concepts it represents, moving air, the action of twisting, those are absolutely fundamental to how we experience the world. It really teaches us a powerful lesson. Some of the most basic seeming words are just the tip of the iceberg, hiding incredible depth and complexity just beneath the surface.
All of this really goes to show that fluency isn't just about the number of words you know, but the depth of your understanding of them. And it leaves us with a final thought to chew on. What other simple words are out there just hiding their secrets in plain sight?